Well, I moved this unit of Dryads up on this flank to threaten his very weak flank. All of a sudden, it'll take him a couple turns to get them into the fight again. So I'm expecting like one turn of shooting and spells with impunity from this unit, although there's not much left of them due to his artillery and spells. This unit, I moved it back a little bit more, and this unit, I moved it to the side more. That is pretty much all of my movement. Okay, the magic phase was almost a complete waste of time for me. I did manage to get Shield of Thorns on this unit to, like I said, make it more threatening. He is going to have to figure something out about that unit. I had Amber Spear aimed at that unit. He dispelled it with 2 6s on his dispel roll, so nothing I could do about it there. I shot at that unit, managed to only kill 2, even with so many with True Flight arrows. So that the dice were definitely not with me. Only 2 of like 8 hits, only actually wounded when it should have been 4. So, but hey, that's the die rolls. That's about average for him and me. So it kind of takes the bad luck out of the equation. There's no hand-to-hand, so end of my turn 3.
Alright, I attempted to charge on his Dryads with my Demigryphs. He realized his mistake, so he had them flee. The Demigryphs are now out. So I moved the cavalry forward to absorb anything if they use a charge. Since they have True Flight, using the archers as a screen wouldn't do anything, so I had them go ahead charge before we're taken out. I doubt they'll actually do anything. I'm hoping that they'll just survive long enough to take them up for a turn. And I had them do a swift reform. They succeed. I have them move back. I'm sending him off Frontal Arc to do his damage since he's a lower fire wizard. That's my move. Alright, I had all my artillery go after the Dryad unit that was there. They're over there now. The 2 mortars, one whiffed, the other hit, did some damage. One of the great cannons hit, did some damage. I had both great cannons make sure to have the line over Drycha. First lookout sir he passed, second one he did not. I killed his general. Since the cannonball is technically a template, he had to make a lookout sir. He failed the second lookout sir. The Drycha, his general is dead, and they lost enough guys that they had to make a leadership test, and they're fleeing.
Well, all mounted weapons, unless you're on
Alright, the archers that were in close combat with his, they all got slaughtered because they're elf. And he has a character who can actually do some sort of help in physical combat. I figured they'd die, but they couldn't screen because they had True Flight, so they were going to get shot either way. So I was hoping to hold them off for a turn or keep them there. It failed in the end, sadly, but I doubt it worked either way.
Okay, beginning of my turn 4.
Unless they totally change that edition.
I had the Treekin charge his unit. Surprisingly to me, it was actually a flank charge. I didn't notice until I actually did the measurement and started looking at the angle then. These Dryads rallied in the compulsories. So did these.
6 wounds, he's toughness 9, strength 9.
As you see, they're missing. They teleported over to here. A little bit safer than in front of a unit of charging cavalry that that I've destroyed 2 units already. I didn't want them to be giving them a third, especially with 2 characters in it. So that's that. Okay, my magic phase ended up being a total of getting Wilson's Wild Form on the Treekin. We went ahead, there was no shoots, went ahead and did the combat. I killed 3 of his, he did 2 wounds on my unit, so I have the advantage.
You have 2 shots.
Alright, my cavalry held, and I moved them from around here to here. Move the demigriffs up for the charge. Move them to the side a little. And that's my grand move phase. My magic phase, I was able to give them Flaming Sword of Ruin, so they have flaming attacks, which will help them versus the Treekin. And I was able to get a 3d6 fireball off on that unit.
Just like the rates are.
Now only the characters are left, and my artillery shooting phase is coming up. I had the Ruby Ring of Ruin do 3 wounds over here. So my wizard was able to do work this turn. Okay, I fired all my artillery for the wizard, which was bad because it's really a lot harder to hit and less targets. But I wanted to see if I can kill the wizard, which would make things a lot easier for me. They all failed, sadly. It wasn't misfires, it was just missing on the chances on direction. That's it. Alright, my cavalry lost again.
You roll a die, you roll a number of dice equal to the hull points.
And so they fled. Instead of holding this time, they failed their pursue. And I think I messed up on the placement of both my cavalry units for my next turn. Alright, let's see how this goes.
Okay, movement. The biggest story about the movement phase was the attempted charge from the Treekin onto the remnants of that unit. They fled a whole 2 inches. Before the flee, I only needed to roll a 6. So that means I only needed to roll an 8. Of course, if you can't tell from the distance from the building, I only rolled 3. A 2 and a 1, so I went 2 inches forward. So a chance to try and equal out the point cost differential that I'm behind on fell apart. I moved them back 2.5 inches to make it less likely for him to succeed with his charges that he's going to try and get next turn, because this is turn 6. And I left them here because it's so far out of the way, yeah, ain't happening. So that's the move phase. Alright, well, let's see here. My magic phase failed. Too far away to try and get his character with the curse. With the Amber Spear, so I tried to get his demigriffs. Which I couldn't do that either because he dispelled it, and now I tried to put curse on demigriffs, which I just rolled a 1 and a 2 because, gee whiz, I don't want to actually be effective at anything. And then I rolled a 1 and a 2 also for the shots from the BSB there on that unit, or what's left of it, and of course I rolled a 1 and 2 on those as well. But at least positioning is right. His mortars would have to do indirect fire, and his cannons cannot fire on them at all, so at least I'm not giving him more points. But I've already lost this any way you look at it, so at this point I concede.